So when it comes to absorbing pressure, if GAM do try and play through that top side, we've all seen what happens when you try and dive a Cassante that's got fingers on the ends of his hands. It can be terrifying to deal with. I'm hyped to see this one though. Team Wales, I mean, they were the underdog coming into this tournament. They were the underdog against BDS. They won that series 2-1. They were the underdog against CFO. They won that series 2-1. And now, almost swapping seeding with GAM, who've had to come through the lower bracket. A lot of people at home becoming fans of the Wales across the course of play-ins. We'll see if Team Wales can live up to that new expectation.
Yeah, I think Team Wales, they're going to have to try and find some sort of creative ways to set up fights here, because when I look at, again, the front to back you get with Xayah and Syndra, like, trying to walk through choke points into GAM is going to be incredibly difficult. We're going to have to see how they're going to manage this one, though.
Dagda, we are here. It's time for a VCS Finals rematch. It's Team Wales up against GAM as we head onto the Rift for the start of what should be an absolute barn burner of a best of 5. Don't forget as well, as you start your day here, to log on to lolesports.com. You can get plenty of drops and all sorts of goodies if you're watching on the right website. Make sure you log it in though. Don't just open up the website, log in as well, or you miss out on your drops.
Also, just thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
I mean, Europe, it is incredibly early here. North America, shout out to you guys for joining in as well. We appreciate it, but actually going to have to hold on to that point, because Kati, you just get a whack as they get the ward down to spot out what BeanJ is going to be up to.
Yeah, so just scouting out that early game. But yeah, you're absolutely... I mean, we got up at 1:30 this morning. That's usually when I go to bed. My sleep schedule's totally reversed for today. But I'm hyped for it. I'm totally okay with getting up early when we've got this kind of a matchup to start us off. Let's talk early game though, Dagda. We'll go to ward on BeanJ, so GAM have full information to start us off.
Yeah, I think this is where, again, it's going to be a case of watching how Kati, after he hits level 3, can set up for some sort of play with Levi. Like, my eyes are kind of on, okay, you can play through your solo laners really well here on GAM, especially with the amount of control Kiaya should have. And when I look boss, yes, you've got some setup you can go for. Actually, they're just going to go aggressive off the get-go, but I don't know if this is the play.
Yeah, I wasn't... You can never tell if they're really going to commit, especially with these two duos specifically.
Yeah, I know back in the day, it used to be, hey, look, Xayah or Khan, you both take W level 1 and you're like invincible, essentially. Like, no one can try and match you, because the attack speed that you get off of Xayah works on Rakan as well as good flash from Artemis.
Flash out from Artemis, but that's an ignite onto Pallet. He can't... Because he had to defensively flash, he can't then flash to finish off with his stacks there.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying, is that, like, you can't really play as aggressive as you used to, because the nerfs, like, ages ago came through onto this bot lane. And I think especially when you're up against the Nautilus, you can provide stacks for the Kai'Sa in the early stages. It becomes kind of tough to really take that 1v1 in the early stages. So, or sorry, 2v2 I should say. But level 2 is hit, and now Levi feeling confident to go for the invade.
Certainly is. BeanJ not happy about it, but he's on a ward. Looks like Levi will just back away from this, and Wolves should reset. No, BeanJ managed to get it ever so slightly wide on the shockwave as well. He'll be able to finish that camp off. Levi, no chance of backing away on this one. Slayder and Pallet move into the jungle off the back of that prio, and they'll secure a blue buff.
Yeah, I was kind of concerned when I saw how much control Gloryy had over mid lane, but actually look at the health bars for Kati and Gloryy. They both got hit in that mid lane, trying to make sure that Gloryy wasn't able to come across. So now BeanJ, realizing that his bot lane is completely gone, going to just take a little transitional gank in mid, see if he can spot out where Kati is, but wants to try and play for the top side jungle. But now watch Kiaya. He's moving down as well to make sure that he can cover it, and there's no way that BeanJ can actually respond to this invade on the bot side.
Spotted there, I believe, by BeanJ, but not really interested in the fight right now, looking for that Scuttle Crab, trying to find, or trying to even up that early jungle CS lead. Levi moving in here. Bia could be in trouble. This is his first time fighting these guys at the best of 5. He missed out on the finals, but he won't be dived just yet. Artemis can move back in. Levi just trying to zone away a little bit. But now, as they will get themselves the bottom score as well.
I'm already feeling it though, Munch. The fact that we're getting so much aggressive movement is sick. Again though, I like, even though that they don't get the kill on bot side, you're still forcing the wave out of the control of Artemis, and because he has no flash, he has to be so careful if any of these dives actually do try and come through. So at the moment, it's more kind of poking and prodding, but again, it's kind of coming out in wins for GAM at the moment.
It's a great matchup for it as well in our jungle, right? Lee Sin versus Viego. Either of these gets early kills, like, you know that the game's going to start to get messy. So now we move up towards that top side. We talked about Kiaya being a big player to watch in this series. Sonic Wave has one flash forward and first blood. BeanJ making it happen.
Big win for Team Wales on the top side. You kind of see, all right, Kiaya knew he'd pushed in a bit too far. There isn't a lot of places for BeanJ to be because he wasn't on the top side of GAM jungle. So he ends up going a little bit too far forward to get vision, ends up getting spotted out. So nicely done by BeanJ to get that first blood.
Great start to the game for BeanJ here. And worth mentioning as well that BeanJ, this isn't his first time at an international, even though it's Team Wales as an org. First time BeanJ, previously Saigon Buffaloes. I'm sure a few people at home will know the name. And Kiaya will certainly know the name after this one.
Yeah, I mean, really nicely done. And even Sparda flashing forward to make sure he could get the damage down so that then that execute came through off the Sonic Wave. So nicely done. And now Kiaya, I mean, still going to be fine. He's already up quite a bit of control in this lane. You can see CS slightly in his favor as he collects this wave, but I expect he'll still be able to keep a good amount of control on this top side until you kind of hit 2 items for Sparda, and that's where he can kind of just tank a little bit what Renekton wants to do. But still, when you look towards like Rift Herald in 2.5 minutes, I think that's where you're really going to start to see, okay, we can begin to rotate people around here as GAM, unless Team Wales can actually get in position here. It looks like they want to try and gank onto the bottom side. Know that there's nothing there. Levi didn't spot the Sonic Wave.
Didn't see the Sonic Wave. He's going to face check it. Oh no, those are 2 big red outlines and a Void Seeker across the map. BeanJ all over this.
I mean, that was a jump scare for Halloween right there. Turn on the lights, you're like, nope, don't want to be here anymore. And unfortunately, he would already step that bit too far forward. BeanJ is everywhere at the moment, and Levi struggling a little bit to keep up.
I was going to say he needs to pull his jeans up at this point. It's too low hanging fruit, but I just couldn't help myself. BeanJ, though, phenomenal start to this one. And rightly so. Team Wales, again, defying expectations so far in this tournament. And starting as they mean to go on in the series as well. Oh, hang on. Kiaya pull underneath the tower. There's no minions here. He takes a tower shot. Sparda, is he going to commit to this further? Doesn't look like it.
No, I think Kiaya had to get that wave crash, whereas Sparda could just hold in place. BeanJ now spots out Levi, has the help of mid. Levi might have overextended here.
This is what we wanted. Non-stop action. Stun comes in though. Levi gets out of dodge. Shut down onto BeanJ. Gloryy can't follow up.
Great flash from BeanJ off the back, from Levi at the back of that, making sure he's able to get away from Gloryy's ultimate and able to follow that one up. So nicely done, and I mean, great turnaround. The fact you're getting these kills now onto Levi is going to mean a huge amount.
Minion blocks the hook, but the root comes in onto BeanJ here. Good damage out from Slayder in this bottom lane. And just heavy trading. Literally in every single lane right now, we have people going toe-to-toe.
But this is exactly what we expected. Like we said, watching the VCS, they ended up with more kills than there was minutes in game number 1. And that trend kind of continued on for the rest of the series as well. So this is exactly what I wanted to see. These 2 teams going ham against each other, but it's still 2-1. Golden's still very even, but maybe this is the turnaround.
Great hook, and it forces out the ultimate. Still level 5 for Artemis and BeanJ here. So Slayder, I'm not sure how he managed to get that XP advantage on both. I suppose they were zoned out earlier when Levi came to the bottom lane.
Yeah, exactly. That little bit of advantage coming in, but here you can see, oh, he does not want to be there as Levi ends up getting caught. The fact you end up getting the assist there with the long-range Void Missile is perfect for Artemis as well, so he gets a little bit of advantage, but this was beautiful play. So Levi thinks he has the support of Kati. He's trying to lean over as BeanJ goes in. You can see there, Shockwave tries to go off, but actually the flash comes through from the vehicle at the last second to make sure that he's in a good spot, and Levi's able to get the kill.
So now, moving to the mid lane, as Levi does get himself the Rift Herald. So has an opportunity to inject gold into one of those carries. Could go towards mid lane for Kati, set up for the second Herald to take the tower, or just try and get some gold onto Slayder. He is on that Xayah.
I would love to see it go down in mid lane if they can find an opportunity to turn that into Dragon. But you can kind of see here that they're in a bit of an awkward spot. Kati doesn't want to overextend the mid. He needs to get a reset off and TP back into lane before he can really do so. So I think Levi will clear out his entire bot side, then start to lean mid. Even look at the slow push that's happening bot side as well. Like, it feels like to me this is just a full setup for this early Dragon, and try and stack that up so you can play for the team fights later.
Kiaya tanks a tower shot to try and get that first plate down, but Sparda, he's liking the look of this fight right now. All out available for him, but might step too far forward as Kiaya just goes into Dominus, and Sparda sort of just has to back away.
Yeah, it's not the best of times. May not be the best of times on bot either.
Yeah, trying to get out with his life, gets a root, walks up towards safety of Gloryy, but Glory's stunned out, and actually Kati has an opportunity here. Alec couldn't get in range to get that dash and then the knock-up.
Still, though, these are the little victories that GAM needs, trying to play off the fact that they just have power in the early game.
Oh no, ultimate comes out. Scat of the week does land, and there's the solo kill. Kati stepping up in the mid lane.
And I mean, GB was kind of praising Gloryy this entire time, but may not be the case. Artemis, great hook on Slayder.
Yeah, Slayder's in trouble here. Passive stacked up, but Artemis can't go further. In the meantime, Kiaya comes up in the top side. Sparda uses the all-out. Health bars relatively favored for Kiaya, but the Q doesn't get him enough healing, and he's down. It's Sparda taking the 1v1. Now BeanJ moving in to try and contest this Drake. He's got his bottom lane here, and a TP coming on through. Viego grabs it. Levi with a great little smite there, but Glory's behind enemy lines. Gets revenge onto Kati. BeanJ walking away just about as Levi can't finish the job.
Dragon goes to GAM, but Team Wales come alive. The Krill are picked up with 6-2 on the scoreboard. 4 members go down across the course of that. Kati, beautiful stuff here. Gets the slow, lands the unleashed power, and look at where those orbs are set up. Immediate follow-up with the Scat of the Week, sets up beautifully. No flash, or well, could have flashed for the Orianna, but doesn't happen. And here, Kiaya goes over aggressive, thinks he's got the opportunity to make the play, but once that ultimate comes out, there's so much healing that actually happens, and the damage increase as well, means the Sparda is able to take him down. Last one here, TP from Gloryy is perfect. Everyone on GAM is like, get Dragon, run away, but with that ward at the back, Glory's able to come in. The knock-up off the ultimate sets up beautifully for the shockwave on towards the Syndra, and then with the rest of the team able to follow up. Levi, no flash, no ult, no hope of killing BeanJ.
So far, so good for Team Wales. They got themselves 2,000 gold lead, and yes, GAM did manage to get themselves that Drake. Just hold that thought, because yet again our top laners are going toe-to-toe. And it has to be said, coming into this matchup, Kiaya on paper should have been the favourite, but Sparda's looking great in the 1v1.
Yeah, with the Iceborne Gauntlet now completed, all that extra armor, the Sheen procs, the slows are making it very tough for Kiaya in that topside matchup. 0-2 for the Renekton. Maybe 0-2 on BeanJ as he takes half his health bar as he says hello to Kati.
Oh, double knockup comes out from Pallet. Back away in the end. And I was going to say we have a moment to breathe, but actually BeanJ's moving in as well. And this is our kind of matchup, Dagda. Just permanent fighting.
All I'm saying, man, is this is feeling very Fight Night-esque as he starts to move into this. Kiaya will clear it the way. Wasn't sure how much Sparda wanted to go for that. As, again, Riptide goes down in mid. We'll just get the charge, no objectives. Levi trying to be a pain towards BeanJ in the backside. You have the numbers advantage because you still got Artemis on this bot side of the map, so that's why GAM trying to play very heavy. Would look to get that last plate before his plates drop in a minute and a half, but with the control that GAM have, unfortunately Artemis can't respond in bot lane and he'll have to leave.
So, we've got a second here as some resets come through across the board. We've got Triforce finish for Levi, we've got BeanJ as well with that Gore Drink, and we're starting to see some items come out across the board. What should we be expecting for the next few minutes?
The next one's going to be the Riptide in a minute and a half. So these resets, you can already see, I actually don't want B to go bot side. He should be moving top lane to try and establish the vision control that you need on that top end of the map. Kiaya not having control against Sparda is massive for Team Wales because you actually then manage to get control here, as you can see, where you really shouldn't be able to. And how aggressive do you want to go here? Hang on.
Sparda playing with fire a little bit here. He will get out with his life. Gets the plate as well. To be honest, he's happy with that.
Because it means now that with Sparda having control here, you can actually have him first move towards Rift Herald, which makes it very tough then for GAM to try and contest because they are just going to play catch up for a lot of the fights. You can even see BeanJ moving up here as Sparda wants this. But no, just going to be able to back away. But this is mad because, like, when I came into this, we were literally praising Kiaya to start things off. Sorry, my bad. Sparda, like, in this Renekton K'Sante matchup, traditionally it's Renekton takes Demolish, he just kind of ignores the damage from K'Sante, it gets turret plates and start to scale into like his Gore Drinker and that kind of stuff. Yeah. But you're not getting that opportunity here because the way Sparda's done it.
We literally just saw the opposite of that, where Sparda walked up to the tower, completely ignored the Renekton and took a plate in front of him. It does feel like a bit of a role reversal. And in terms of like the players and their history as well, you're expecting Kiaya to be the favourite, not just in this matchup, but in terms of the 1v1 between these two players. So, I mean, wow. as we're in our first qualification best of 5. Our MasterCard lane economy snapshot is very nice looking for Team Wales right here.
And especially for a Team Wales, as you said, that, I mean, 3-1 lost to GAM in the finals. They're looking pretty damn good here.
Looking good, but Bia caught out here, has to flash away. Colette looking for the charm. Bia gets out with his life. Artemis, you're in a bad spot and has to flash as well.
Absolute disaster for Team Wales. We were just setting up, hey look, you should be the ones that have full control over Rift Herald, but B and Artemis overextended in mid, forced the flash and the cleanse gone there, which means they're not really in a position to go for this. You don't have the ults, I don't think. BeanJ's is down. Maybe they can make something happen.
BeanJ playing with fire there and forced to flash away. He's been caught. He tried to go for a kick, I think, but bailed at the last second, and he's taken out for it. GAM find themselves a huge advantage.
Yeah, he tried to bait out the knock-up from Pallet, the stun from Kati, and then have everyone on GAM try and turn towards him, but they played it patient, and he just kind of ends up leaving himself exposed as GAM happily take the Rift Herald now as well, and they're in a great spot to continue pushing pressure.
Less of a BeanJ there, more of a BeanJ on that play. And now Team Wales, it feels like that big advantage that they had with this tower going down at the top side. Gold is going to be not far off of even. That first Drake went to GAM earlier on. Second Drake is onto the map already, but Team Wales are on the scene.
Yeah, you can tell with GAM, they were like, look, we don't have the opportunities to try and go for this. We used literally everything in the kitchen sink in that last engage. Whereas when you look across at Team Wales, because it was BeanJ that got caught, they have all their ultimates up. So good call from GAM to say, don't go near this. We already won what we need to. Let's just take the tower and get the gold we want. But see here, they expected Kati to turn, Pallet to turn with the ult or with the engage, but because they didn't, BeanJ's kind of caught between a rock and a hard place, forced the flash, and you still get the follow up from Pallet.
And you see Bia, look at his HP there.
Yeah.
There's no way he can realistically follow up on that engage without just immediately getting one shot. So not necessarily the best engage from Team Wales.
And this is something that I've noticed a little bit with some of the VCS teams is when they try to come for these objective setups on towards like first and second Rift Herald, they end up like misplaying where they're positioned on the map. Like they send Sparda to bot side there, when realistically they could have kept Sparda on top lane and actually used him as control to then move in towards Rift Herald, have the push in top, get push with mid with Artemis and also Gloryy to then contest. And I think it's these little things where it's for Team Wales that ends up costing them, and why I think a lot of people were kind of doubting them coming into playing stage. But we got to see cleaned up in Game 2 and Game 3 of a lot of their series. So we'll have to see if they can try and bring it back into this, because, I mean, you look at the goal at the top of your screen, we're actually at a very even game point right now, despite the fact we've just had so much action in this game.
That was going to be my next point, actually. The fact that we're here, VCS Finals rematch, here for our World Swiss qualifier. And game number 1, we got 1 Drake apiece. Gold is basically even. And even though the kill count is reasonably low, or at least it feels very low, compared to the amount of action that's actually been happening in this game.
Yeah, I mean, both teams really taking haymakers at each other, but we'll have to see where the next one's going to connect. For GAM, it feels like they're trying to play off of this topside vision control they've just established. Maybe look for Gloryy if he overextends, but you can see there Gloryy playing very, very safe because he just doesn't know where the members of GAM are. Whereas when you look at Team Wales, it's like, okay, can we try and play off of our strong point, which right now is Sparda and BeanJ. Can we try and get this bot tower for ourselves, crack open our first third of the game? And a lot of this is going to be Artemis having good wave clear like this in mid, with BeanJ supporting him, and then leaning that pressure down onto the bottom side.
Keep my eyes on Gloryy as the game goes on. As you mentioned, has his items, needs to be cautious currently, but when it comes to those team fights later on, Oriana's a monster. Sparda looking for 1v1 on Kiaya, finds it as well. The flick back is perfect and sets up for Artemis to cut down the beast.
There's the exact play we're talking about, but GAM also responding with what's the best decision for them. Moving up towards this top side, they're pushing Gloryy back. Gloryy trying to TP into mid to clear the wave. Slayder won't be able to get this mid lane turret, but now Gloryy very overextended. That's the TP from Sparda to just keep his mid laner safe.
And you defend the mid tier 1, but you ultimately lose a tier 2 in that top side. Kati, he's going to have so much gold off the back of how this early game's gone.
But the thing is, Artemis is actually taking a while to clear this out because everyone's left them. So if you get quicker resets coming through from GAM, they can actually come back out onto the map and contest both the mid turret and also the dragon that's going to be in 2 minutes time, like re-establish their vision on this bottom side. So you do have to be kind of careful, but GAM, at least for the moment, staying out on the map a little bit longer. So it looks like Team Wales should be able to at least continue the same kind of reset time and come back out onto the map.
I have to say, despite the fact that the gold is dead even, despite the fact we're even on Drakes and all of that, I am leaning Team Wales right now. With the way that these early scraps have been going, and also the fact that Artemis is, well, true, actually, yeah, UK esports here. No, but the fact that Artemis is the one grabbing these kills, right? The fact that Artemis has got his Kraken Slayer already. He's probably at a second item, honestly, off the back of a recall here. Like, he's in a phenomenal spot. There you go, Navori quick let's finish off.
The only thing is, I'm looking at Gloryy. He did stay out on the map a little bit longer. I think he's just completed Shadow Flame off this recall as well, or maybe want to stay out for a bit of a needlessly large rod. Oh, it's just an needlessly large rod. But,
oh no, BeanJ in the wrong spot once again and taken out. That's a couple of times in a row now where sort of overestimating the control of the area.
Yeah, I mean, no vision at all in that bush, and tries to take the shortcut, gets caught out. Now this is going to be mid lane turret falling down, and 55 seconds until the Dragon's up. You're losing bot tier 1 as well. GAM pushing waves here, establish deeper vision on the spot side, and you're in a great spot as B.
Another pick, and it's Bia to go down. That's BeanJ and Bia both on cooldown. Baron is up on the map. Did GAM just go for this?
I think you can. You've got a ton of damage off Slayder. He's got Kraken Slayer. Levi who's going to do a ton of damage as well, so they're going to turn and burn. You have nobody from Team Wales in the area, and just like that, GAM with 2 quick picks might have blown up in this game.
BeanJ running across the map as fast as he physically can. Sparda, you got to get in that pit. You got to delay if you want any chance of contesting the Baron. It's going to go down here. Smite.
Wait, Juggler's out of the pit!
Levi got took out of the pit! It's not stolen. GAM still get it, and Artemis is stuck in the back of the pit here. Slayder to finish him off as Sparda dives in with the feathers. Keep Slayder alive, and now it's Sparda to go down as well. It's a Baron. It's a double kill for Slayder. It's everything for GAM.
Slayder managed to get the Baron, get the double kill, and that was so close to being a miracle play from Team Wales, but they just can't quite get the damage. And now, with the TP from Kiaya coming back out onto the map, they'll be able to keep their resources safe. Even TP onto bot side as they want to try and contest Dragon here as well.
They can contest Dragon, but
everyone's on resets.
He reckons that they can, and Kiaya's moved in as well. They found a way in. It's Gloryy also out of mana currently, so had to go for that reset. Artemis wasn't on the scene. And I have to say, like, GAM getting this straight, getting pretty much everything, actually.
Yeah, I mean, this was really nice stuff from Sparda. Again, he's been having a great game on this. Cassante gets into the pit, manages to get Levi over the wall, but look at this. Artemis that little bit late with the flash over the wall, so can't get the burst damage with his Q. Ends up falling as well as Sparda's trying to get the back around into the pit. And even the Rakan as well, he'd already pieced out because he didn't want any more of this. So now we come back into the game as Sparda will get stunned up. BeanJ in the area as well as GAM are looking to siege down with Baron.
Should be able to siege this tier 2. Sparda is fighting tooth and nail to hold on to this game. Great in the laning phase, pulling Levi out of the plate to give the opportunity a somewhat 50-50. BeanJ, that ain't your jungle anymore. And GAM now. Red Bull Baron power play already at almost 4,000 gold in their favor.
Slayder has no ultimates. This could be the kill.
He'll be knocked up. Artemis is there with the damage. Slayder's going to go down. Shut down into the pocket of Sparta. GAM in full retreat. Levi has to use his ultimate just to get out to safety, but this means Wales can run down mid.
But that's massive. You're going to shut down the Baron push. Well, I say that as Kati going to move down into the spot side to pick up the inhibitor turret anyway, but Team Wales, wonder how much they can try and respond as Gloryy. You're taking a lot of damage here. You don't have much magic resist apart from those boots.
Just going to tank the tower here to finish off a tier 2 in the mid lane. Kati is getting huge. That's more side lane towers that he's getting solo gold for. Picks up a stopwatch now. 2.5 items already. As Levi will be able to smite away that bloom up in the end.
It is crazy though, because so much of this game I thought was going to come down to, hey, we're going to set up around objectives, try and play for these 5v5s, especially when I look at, front to back setup for people like Zai and the Syndra, but it's been picks like this that have actually been defining this game. BeanJ getting caught, gives Baron across the GAM. Now this really good pick from BA, knowing that Slayder's ultimate was down. Like, look at the time, like, it's actually a little bit off on the bottom of your screen, but it was so close to coming up in the middle of that fight, but they have the perfect timer. They know he has no flash, and they just barely managed to pick him off.
Looking towards Gloryy as well. He's had a quiet game so far, but 2 items finished at this point. The Orianna, very much coming online if he can find that big shockwave, but this isn't necessarily composition that groups super close together.
Well, in theory, they should be. It's just been a case of we're so split out or in the map. The biggest problem that I see for GAM, though, is like not having the control for the Renekton. As you can see, Kiaya way down the total damage list, but we'll have to hold on to this as mid lane's in trouble.
Oh, Palette goes for the engage. Scout of the week is there. BA's gone. So's BeanJ. Kati got claws Wales in this game as GAM are all over Team Wales. Sparda trying to find the fight, trying to find the hero, playing by Kati. He's got 9 lives as well. It's going to be a mid lane inhib. It's going to be everything for GAM.
At this stage, you just want to try and get that wave in bot side, start to push in. You can see Levi looking to get the inhibitor as Kati goes to collect the wave. Gloryy has a good amount of wave clear, so I don't know if you can finish unless you kill him. Paladin wants to do just that, though.
Gonna just look for Gloryy. Flash for the stun from Levi, but the rest of the team not really there to follow up. Shockwave on cooldown right now. The stun is there, the knock up, and Levi just gets it. Basically a solo kill onto Gloryy as he just chases him down with the delayed respawn. This could be huge for GAM, but they're not even going to look for the second inhib. They want to get out back onto the back.
This, although it obviously GAM are flying away with this game, right? They actually would have preferred to get the bot inhibitor off that one, so then they'd have pressure for Baron, but still, this is massive. Beautiful engage, because the whole point that I was about to say was that you actually struggle as Kiaya to get control over bot side to pressure that inhibitor despite the fact it's down because of how far ahead Sparda is. So you need to try and make some sort of play, and GAM do just that. They end up pushing sides, collapsing immediately on towards the mid lane, and playing again off of what has been spectacular vision control for GAM on this top side of the jungle ever since top and mid went down. And then here, flash forward from Levi to get the kill. Because you have GAM kind of focusing on this though, it will be a mid inhibitor down. Bot inhibitor will still be there, and I think it'll be Kati's job potentially to try and see if he can push in mid and lean into that spot side, but with Baron up in 50 seconds, it's going to be again, use these super minions to push in mid, get control over top side, and try and force Team Wales to face check you into the Baron pit.
I feel like Goldborg is going to have to change his all-pro team at this rate, because this has not been the story of Gloryy. This has been Kati all over, absolutely dominating these fights. That last fight as well, the double kill to start, managing to escape from Sparda as well. His flash is on cooldown for this next fight. In fact, 4 flashes currently on cooldown for GAM, although Slayders will be up in just a second. So perhaps some small window of opportunity, but perhaps not, as BeanJ caught again, stunned by Kati. He's just on fire. Sparda trying to pull him back into the fray, but he'll just go down, and now the rest of the fight should be all about GAM. Team Wales, they started the game well, but they've also started this series in the way they have every series here in play-ins. They go 1-0 down, and GAM, they want to repeat what happened in VCS finals here. But yeah, just trying to buy time. It's not going to happen. GAM will take down this Nexus.
I mean, GAM with a very hard-fought victory here. It started off well, but the picks just kept on coming. Team Wales kept